Well, New Japan Pro Wrestling ended the summer struggles, but the best match that they had is the comeback of LIJ member and one of the best junior heavyweight contenders of their promotion, Hiromu Takahashi. But he had a welcome back match against his longtime rival, Douki. We even got, of course, AEW Rampage with some interesting matches. We got Kenny Omega teaming up with his stooge, Brandon Cutler, to take on Christian Cage and Frankie Kazarian. But also, we got the finals for the AEW World Tag Team Championship Eliminator. Who will come out on top? Is it the Lucha Brothers or Jurassic Express? We got two straight up matches in 205 Live by WWE, and also Summer Struggle USA by New Japan Pro Wrestling, and some news updates for all of you. So, let's get started with another episode of Deleted Wrestle Zone.
Are you ready? Get up, get up! 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 Get up, get up!
Welcome everyone to Deleted Wrestle Zone, all things that it's pro wrestling with AEW, NXT, New Japan Pro Wrestling, Impact Wrestling, the National Wrestling Alliance, various promotions, wrestlers, matches, and championships. I am your host, J-Rod here. So, as I mentioned before, this is the last Summer Struggle event. However, the main event is the comeback of the ticking time bomb, Hiromu Takahashi. And his welcome party is his longtime rival, Douki. And I have to say, it's a perfect way to ending. But however, um, I was hoping Lij would show up, but as you know, all four active members prior before this comeback tested positive for the COVID-19. Hopefully, they return soon. I would love to see Lij back in full force because that's what they need, and I'm very happy that hopefully we can get to see that. Now, the opening match was, of course, once again the Young Lions. We got, of course, Fujita and Oiwa, if I pronounce it right. I have to say these two Young Lions are very impressive. However, I would like to say, for once, can we just see who's gonna win or how it works? I don't know, but I think they're trying to see how us fans would react to these guys, since we're no longer going to see Yuya Umura, who's now here in California, in LA, mostly for the LA dojo. I don't know where Yoda Tsuji ended up. Hopefully, either going to Mexico or down to the UK like Shota Umino. Who knows? But once again, we went to another time limit draw, but that's how it ended. Next match, we got Ryusuke Taguchi teaming up with the number one contenders of the IWGP Heavyweight Tag Team Championship, Chaos, Yoshihashi, and Hiroki Goto were also the two-thirds of the Never Openweight Six-Man Tag Team Championship. They're facing off against Suzuki-gun, consistent of the King Minoru Suzuki, Zack Sabre Jr., and Taichi. Now, once again, we're seeing how this is becoming an intense match between both sides, between Taichi and Zack Sabre Jr., aka Dangerous Tekkers, taking on Yoshihashi and Hiroki Goto. But however, it's Taguchi who took the price when he was pinned, allowing for Suzuki-gun to win the match. Next match, once again, we got the United Empire, Khan and Cobb, taking on Togi Makabe and Kazuchika Okada. Now, Kazuchika Okada is not doing so well in this matches where he's facing off a powerful foe. He was able to defeat Khan once before, but however, when it comes to Jeff Cobb, that's a different story. So we'll see where they're gonna go. But however, it was Cobb who pulled off the Tour of the Islands to allow himself to win the match for the Empire. Next match. This is a non-title match, but I would love to see it down the future. We got Master Wato taking on our the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Champion, the Sniper of the Skies, Robbie Eagles. I have to say it's a pretty good match, and I think it really, really captivated a lot because um, Master Wato, I do believe he has what it takes to maybe one day become the Junior Heavyweight Champion. Uh, but first, I would like to see who he will team up for Junior Heavyweight Tag Team Championship. But it's gonna be awesome to see it. But however, it was Robert Eagles that put him in his Ron Miller special, uh, and put him in a big submission, forcing him to tap out. Now their main event is the welcome home party for Hiromu Takahashi taking on Douki. These guys hated each other, but man, they put this match to the limit. It's so insane. Douki using every object outside the ring in order to win the match. But however, somehow ticking time bomb was able to overcome it and put him out. And he put out a great promo. You know, I don't know what he said, but I'm assuming maybe he can see Douki can be a great champion or a better fighter. But however, he needs to learn more. But that doesn't end right there. It kind of went on where Robbie Eagle shows up, tried to talk to him, but all of a sudden, Hiromu went cuckoo bananas talking to the title. I'm talking about the Junior Heavyweight title. But I don't know what prompted him to do that, but it just happened. Thought it was funny. Even Robbie was like, cuckoo. But we'll see what happens. But I hope that this match between those two, these guys were meant to have a title shot. I'm assuming this will take place at Wrestle Grand Slam at the MetLife Dome. Hopefully that's the case, but we'll see what happens. For now, I think we end New Japan Pro Wrestling stuff for timing until we get to Wrestle Grand Slam. I will do New Japan Strong a little later, but right now I say let's move on with, of course, AEW Rampage. Okay, so we're now in week number 3 for AEW Rampage, and I'm going to assume by the time I reach week 4 to the 6 or so, I'm going to lose track of it. But anyway, Rampage was pretty good. It opened up with the AEW Eliminator match. Of course, we had the finalist, the Jurassic Express, Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus, and of course the Lucha Brothers, Phoenix and Penta. Now, this was one of those matches. Now, I want to be honest with all of you guys. I was assuming throughout this entire match, other than the Bucks being outside, I was hoping that Andrade, Chavo, and that other stooge, the Interpreter, show up. Now, the reason I say this is because I wanted to think, okay, Andrade is trying to prove a point in every aspect. He thinks that Pac has been the one holding them back as their leader. Now, the Death Triangle, there's no leadership. It's all brotherhood. And I thought that maybe either if somehow the Lucha Brothers would have lost, Andrade and Chavo would have said, we told you you're not going to win this if it wasn't for Pac. So, but luckily it did not happen. But the real question is, could this happen at All Out? Because the match was great. I mean, both Jurassic Express and Lucha Brothers put up one great match, great spots. I have to say, it was one of the most intensified matches I have ever witnessed in my life. But of course, frankly, it was the Lucha Brothers that won, and they will be heading to All Out for the cage match they're going to face for the AEW World Tag Team titles. And it's ironic that 2 years ago, it was the Lucha Brothers who defeated the Bucks to gain the AAA Tag Team titles in Escalera de la Muerte, which means the Death Ladder. And they lost that one. And it makes me think about this. Could history repeat itself again? You know, I don't know. I think about it all the time, and I'm like, holy cow. 2 years ago, they actually beat them for that. But we'll see what happens. But however, the Bucks wasn't going to tolerate the fact they got opponents. They even tried to attack them, but it did not go so well with the help of the Jurassic Express. Excuse me. Now, we were supposed to hear from Miro because we know that he has a message to Eddie Kingston, who he now applied his new challenger. However, he dragged out Fuego del Sol. The reason he did this, he felt that Fuego should not have been in AEW in the first place. He wanted him gone, and not to mention, he disrespected Fuego by removing his mask. But however, Kingston showed up to give him a piece of his mind. He had no words to say. Just show up and fight. That's what Eddie Kingston is. He's a fighter. And but they had to continue on with the whole thing, and I thought it was pretty good. I really enjoyed that. Now the next match is Tay Conti versus the Bunny. This match was set because the Bunny believes that Tay Conti should just join them, but Tay Conti is not the type who just jump from one group to the next. But however, the match was pretty good. It was very interesting. But however, Penelope Ford showed up. I don't know what was her deal, but it looks like she aligned herself with the Bunny because it turns out Penelope Ford, the Bunny, and Tay Conti are all involved in the Casino Battle Royale that will be taking place at All Out. Now, if you guys remember that, that is the over-the-top match. Whoever wins that match will be getting a shot of the AEW Women's World Title that currently Britt Baker has. So basically, it's all about getting the numbers in order to win it. But however, could that work? I don't know. But in the match, it showed, of course, the Blade passing the Brass Knucks, allowing her to win the match, and that's how it works. Now, in the main event, we have Stooge, Brandon Cutler, and Kenny Omega taking on Frankie Kazarian and Christian Cage. I thought the moments with Brandon Cutler being an idiot kind of cost him the match, but however, it did exactly what it did. And of course, when things get worse, Kenny and Don Callis just run for the hills and use Brandon Cutler as the sacrificial lamb. And someone said they could have used Michael Nakazawa, which was true, but it didn't. So Kazarian and Christian won this match by applying the kill switch on Cutler, and 1, 2, 3, it is over. And Kenny, if I were you, I'll be worried about what's gonna happen and All Out. Alrighty, so we got 205 Live for WWE. As you know, we always do this because I like the 205 Live brand a lot. It's pretty awesome. I'm a bit been a big fan of the cruiserweight division all the way from the WCW days, as you guys know this or not, but I said it anyway. The first match was Grayson Waller taking on Andre Chase. Now, Grayson Waller seems prominent to be in the as one of the wrestlers that could be at the top in the cruiserweight division. But he was very impressive. I know he had some great matches with wrestlers like Ikemen. I'm trying to remember anybody else, but him facing against Andre Chase, that was a tough challenge. But however, Grayson Waller has some great skills and abilities that helps him win his matches, and that's what he's doing. He acts more confident and believes he can win, but sooner or later things could go wrong. But luckily for him, he won this match. Now the next one, this was one of my favorite ones, Trey Baxter, who I knew as Blake Christian, taking on Ikemen. It was one of the most interesting matches I enjoyed. The reason I'm a fan of these two guys is because Ikemen is unique because of the jacket. Trey Baxter, what he did when he was in the Independents, that is what I like about them, but it makes it more interesting. And I feel that, it was a good match, and I was biased on this one. But I'm okay with Ikemen picking up the victory on this one because, like I said, I'm a fan. I like Ikemen, how he is different and very unique as a character in the ring. Um, I wouldn't trade that for anything. As much as I love Trey Baxter for what he did, what he does, that would never change for me either. But it was Ike Manjaro who took the victory, and I say, congratulations. Let's move forward. What he's gonna do next. Okay, the last thing I'm going to review is the New Japan Strong. We're still continuing with day 2 of Summer Struggle USA. The first match we have the faction known as the Stray Dog Army, consistent of Barrett Brown, Mysterioso, and Bateman taking on the DKC, Adrian Quest, and Yoda Wheeler. Now, keep in mind, this is an interesting thing with this new faction known as Stray Dog Army, because we're seeing New Japan Strong is following the same pattern, forming factions. That always plays out pretty well, and I think we definitely could use that in New Japan Strong. We got Team Filthy, the Bullet Club, but the real question remains, how far they're willing to go. But this match was very interesting because it showed what the Stray Dog armies are all about, that they're willing to win at any cost. Now they're like the team that is being recognized as a faction that should not be overlooked, and that's what they did. They even brutalized their opponents today very, very well. So the Stray Dog Army won this match. The next one we have Alexander James taking on the Alpha Wolf. Oh my god, what a great match. It showed a lot of character in Carl Fredericks due to the fact that he's facing a guy who's been with WXW, which is a German promotion. He went to the same gym where he was trained with Adam Cole. I have to say this guy was good, but however, I'm thinking hopefully turns out a very intensified match for both these guys, because um, I just barely know about Alexander James, and seeing what he can do, man, it was good. But however, somehow uh, Carl Fredericks actually won this one. It was like a bit of an upset, but um, even though I kind of viewed Alexander James as more of a much better experience than the Alpha Wolf, but somehow he overthrew him. And it was a good match. I'm not gonna lie about that. Now the main event is a 8-man tag team match. We have Team Filthy, consistent of Royce Isaacs and Jarrell Nelson of the Wrecking, um, the West Side Wrecking Crew, and of course J.R. Kratos and Team Filthy and Tom Filthy taking on 2 members of Violence Unlimited, Brody King, Chris Dickinson, along with Juice Robinson and Leo Rush. There's a lot of good spots on this one where it showed how they're determined that even though Leo Rush wants to be the guy to challenge for the title, but Tom Lawler will not allow that to happen, but he had to be more careful. But I have to say, seeing how Leo Rush, along with Brody King, Chris Dickinson, and of course Juice Robinson worked together, it was pretty good. However, it was Chris Dickinson that picked up the victory when he forced Jarrell Nelson, when he put him on the snare trap, to tap out. And now Team Filthy should be worried, especially Tom Lawler, who does not want to lose the strong openweight title one way or the other. I'm very excited for what's going to happen next. Hopefully, we'll find out when he'll put that title on the line, and be ready for it. So here are some of the news updates that came into my lap recently. As you know, the IIconics were released back in April, which was a bit of a surprise. There's still no indication we're gone, but there are reports coming in that they could be heading to Nashville. But I'll talk to that about a little bit. Now, as you know, Cassie Lee and Jessica McKay are no longer allowed to use the name The IIconics. That is the name trademarked by WWE. Now they unveil a brand new tag team name called The Inspirations, keeping the double I as they did with the IIconics right there, and I'm okay with it. I like the name; it's pretty good. They even think about doing an inspirational tour, and apparently there's still no dates on that. I will keep an eye on that. If you're big fans of the IIconics, um, I'll let you guys know when there's a news update a little on that one, whenever the date is maybe. Now, speaking of the inspiration, formerly known as the IIconics, there's been reports now that they're Impact Wrestling aren't kind of interested to hire them because I did mention this before to various of my friends that I do picture both the inspiration, Jessica McKay, and Cassidy be part of Impact because they are a legit tag team, and they will be perfect for the Knockouts tag team divisions. And not to mention, they're friends with Tennille Dashwood. They're both all three of these women are Australian natives, and it fits perfectly for them to be around someone familiar to them. But they not only did Impact Wrestling has their eyes set on the inspiration, we got Braun Strowman, Bray Wyatt, and of course Buddy Matthews, formerly known as Buddy Murphy. And I have to say, some of you say, why would they want Braun Strowman and Bray Wyatt? I mean, Buddy Murphy, I can see that. Well, I don't know, but they could make a big name for themselves with them. I don't know what kind of deal that each of these guys would get from them, but if they do, I'll be ready to get this whole thing out once it comes in. But we'll be have to be patient. Um, as this recently was reported by Wrestling Observer, was confirmed by Dave Meltzer, but the original report came from a guy named Andrew Zarani. AEW Dark is now being moved to the newer studios in Orlando, Florida. If you guys know this, yes, there is a newer studios. Those who are California natives, there's two newer studios, one in Hollywood, the other one in Orlando. Now, the reasons they want to do this is they want to move the AEW Dark tapings in the soundstage place where apparently Impact Wrestling did many of their shows there in the past. It would be, and they said it will be open to the public. Now, you probably say, why are they doing this? Why they're moving Dark all the way there? As you know, they normally Elevation is being filmed before Dynamite. Dark normally is filmed after the shows, but I have to say it's going to be a good move for them, and I can't wait to see that. Elevation will remain where it's the same, but we'll see what happens. I'll find out more information as we get there. Now, the last thing I want to talk about, if you guys saw recently on Twitter or any social media or anywhere on the news, WWE unveiled a brand new NXT logo. And I have to say, there's a lot of mixed feelings on both sides. Me, I'm in the middle on this one. Some people are laughing, saying, what, they're moving their shows to Nickelodeon? I don't know. But I'll put this once this thing is over so you guys can get a better idea. But I don't know. I mean, look, I know they're trying to repackage NXT, but I don't know what's the deal. But hopefully, somehow we get more information on this because it's kind of weird. But they want to change their ways. As you know, they're no longer had an interest in recruiting independent wrestlers. They want to build wrestlers from homegrown within WWE, which is something that happened in the original days. But right now, this is what we got for the news updates. And I'll see you guys, and I'll see what else they'll throw out in the future, and I'll post it in the upcoming episodes. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed the episode, and I hope you guys saw the NXT logo, what it looks like. I have to say, I don't know what to make of it. I got accustomed with the black and gold brand, but I don't know what's the deal with this. But we'll see what happens. If they can try to impress me enough with NXT, we'll see. But for now, I don't know. I'll just see what's going to happen once we get there on that day. But for now, I'll see you guys in the next DWZ time. Same DWZ channel. I must bid all of you adieu. So goodbye. Mwah. and have a nice day. Bang.